The two lessons I taught focused on the habitat of worms and also the five senses. The nature of science was shown throughout aspects of both of these lessons. In the Citizen Science Worm Project, the nature of science was shown as we investigated the original habitat of worms in comparison to their newfound habitats. This shows that science is tentative and that it is always changing as new information is found. Nature of science was also shown through the formative assessment lesson as the students used their bodies to investigate the five senses. This investigation relates to the nature of science as we showed that science is a human endeavor. I taught both lessons in a second grade classroom. The worm lesson and the five senses lesson were both age appropriate. Most of the students in my class are in the pre-operational stage, though few are beginning to show concrete operational thinking. The pre-operational students were able to use step-by-step instructions to observe aspects of the environment and begin to think logically about their observations and how that relates to both science and reality, while the concrete operational students began to show complex thinking and answering. The Explore phase in both lessons provided an opportunity for students to practice with new ideas and build a logical system of thinking. Data was collected from the students' prior knowledge and learning experiences to help shape the lessons. For the five senses lesson, a variety of facts and probes were used to guide the lesson. We used I used to think, but now I know to assess the student growth from the lesson. Many students presented intriguing facts that they learned from conducting their research. During the citizen science worm observation, we integrated writing and assessment followed by a commit and toss with a fist to five evaluating system incorporated. Students were assessed while they decided if worm facts written by their peers were true or false. The students responded very well to the worm observation lesson. They loved getting to go outside and sample a section of the school grounds for worms. My cooperating teacher was not as enthused about outside exploring, but she did seem fond of the students' enthusiasm. The five senses lesson was a little more chaotic as the students had not had very much practice working in groups. This caused a lot more work on the cooperating teacher and I to manage the class. The students showed a gain of knowledge through their verbal responses. However, their nonverbal association with pictures did not show a change. The cooperating teacher did enjoy the lesson and the hands-on learning experience that the students had. In both lessons, there were some behavioral management areas that could have been better prepared for and better handled. For example, leading up to the five senses investigation, I would have had the students practice group work. Since they were not very familiar with exercises like this, the objects in the bag quickly became first come, first serve. In the future, I may have only passed out one item to each group at a time with a timer set for exploring. For the worm observation lesson, I wish there would have been more to investigate. We did not have very much luck finding worms. This could be attributed to the school's ground or even the late winter time of year. Perhaps for a future lesson like this, a field trip to a more bug-friendly environment would turn out better results. Both lessons went well, though, as in terms of student learning.